These are two critical Thai ports that Japan absolutely was going to use for its invasion.
I think that's like a better quote, like, Rommel, the best way to stop any amphibious assault is only at the beach
Yeah, I'm just
when they've
trying to
not yet concentrated their forces.
see if I have a better map. I don't. This is the best map for now. I'll keep this one up because it shows the Thai part of it. The most important parts of the operation was to eliminate this specific feature known as the ledge. Destroying the ledge would effectively obstruct the road from Patani, thereby securing the lines of communication and the retreat of the 11th Indian Division. Now, for the Japanese, capturing the ledge would grant them access to the rear areas of the 11th Indian Division, basically forcing the British to withdraw from places like Perak and Kedah. So if they acted quickly enough, they could even completely isolate the 11th Indian Division and, capture them. By occupying these locations, the British forces hoped to disrupt the Japanese amphibious landings and delay their advance significantly towards Singapore. But Matador faced political and logistical challenges. I think anyone can figure what those are. You're basically asking the British to preemptively invade a neutral country to try and protect it from the Japanese, I guess you could say. And the British were unsure whether the Thais would, are they going to resist the Japanese? Are they going to allow their passage? Are they going to just attack us, the British? Who knows? So they inevitably, Matador was not to be. It was not given the green light. So instead, Matador was replaced with what has been called kind of a mini Matador operation known as Operation Krokal. Operation Krokal is kind of the same idea. It's, to go over the border and seize the same things that we were talking about, like the ledge. The only difference is it's after the Japanese have already initiated the invasion. So, thereby kind of justifying the whole thing. But as you can imagine, all of this was pending who's first to get to actually seize the location. So you're at a super huge like disadvantage by not preemptively doing so. So it's kind of doomed to fail, Operation Krokal. Now, I want to bring up a different map. Okay, so here is showing, unfortunately, many of the battles that'll take place in Malaya, but I think it's imperative just so the audience can see some of these locations. In the north, we have Patani. Over in what is Siam. We keep calling it Thailand, but at the time it's Siam. It changes its name 3 times in like a matter of 4 years. We have Jitra at the north as well. These are key locations. Arostar, Kota Baru. These are what we're going to be talking about today. What's my other map? Okay, my other map over here is actually a little bit better looking. I'll leave this one up. Yeah, that's good. All right. So, on December the 4th, troop transports from Hainan Island, escorted by Admiral Kondo, they start to go to their objectives. About 2 days later, the Japanese are spotted by British reconnaissance, but Brooke Popham hasn't authorized to take any action yet. He only wants to put everybody on a full alert because they don't know what's going on. At about 11 o'clock on December the 7th, the Japanese present a ultimatum to Phibun, demanding safe passage, and they give him only 2 hours to respond. This is actually a very famous story. I won't get into the complexities of it, but Phibun couldn't be located until the late morning. It's intentional. So the Thais are going to get invaded. Now, from Indochina, the Imperial Guards Division and the 55th Division are beginning to invade Phra Tabong, and it goes unopposed. They then continue northwest towards, and I apologize if I mispronounce this, Aranyafafet, and meanwhile, a regiment of the 5th Division lands at Patani, with the rest of the division landing at Singora, where they are quickly taking the upper hand against some fierce Thai defenders. So the Thai actually don't just sit on their hands, they do fight back a little bit. From Saigon, elements of the 15th Army would also execute some naval landings across Thailand, and they do face staunch resistance. Actually, I think it'd be better if I go back to my Thai map. You can see here where the Japanese are landing when it comes to Thailand. Uh-huh. And the Thai do put up a resistance, mind you. It's not all military; it's a lot of police forces, and it's symbolic, we'll call it, in nature. Now, at the same time, and I have to go back to another map. We'll go back to this map. At the same time, almost an hour before the attack on Pearl Harbor, because there are time zones, so you have to imagine it gets a little wonky when you're thinking about what time it is. The 18th Division lands at Kotubaru. The defending force is comprised of the 8th Indian Infantry Brigade, led by Brigadier B.W. Key, and part of the Indian 9th Infantry Division under Major General Barstow. They are supported by four 3.7-inch mountain howitzers from the 21st Mountain Battery, commanded by Major Soper. The 3rd Battalion, the 3rd Regiment, 17th Battalion of the Dogger Regiment is also commanded by Lieutenant Colonel A.G. Preston, and they're tasked with defending about a 10-mile stretch of coast designated as the landing site to the Japanese. The British fortified this narrow amount of beaches and islands with landmines, barbed wire, pillboxes, and they received additional support from the 73rd Field Battery of the 5th Field Regiment, Royal Artillery, and they're positioned near the airfield at Kotobaru. The area is also defended by the 3rd Regiment of the Dagras, including the narrow beaches of Badang and Sabak at Kotobaru, separated by two estuaries that lead to the mouth of the Penkalan Chepa River. And this is surrounded by a network of creeks, lagoons, and swampy islands, with Kotobaru's airfield and the main road going inland located behind them. So visually, you can think of it as there's a lot of defenses at the beach where the amphibious landing's coming, and behind them is the airfield, which is the crucial thing that the Japanese are trying to seize. Because to neutralize the airfields basically thwarts most of the defense of northern Malaya. The Dogras swiftly unleash a barrage of artillery and machine gun fire upon the invading forces. By midnight, the initial waves of Japanese troops are approaching the beachfront in their landing crafts. It's kind of like, I guess you could visually say like Saving Private Ryan, but I don't know if you know much about this, Garov, but the Japanese certainly did not perfect amphibious warfare. Pretty bad at it. It wasn't something they specialized in. We'll say that much.
Well, considering the British and Americans also took several hard
Yes.
landings to really learn, it's understandable.
But we'll just say like don't picture Saving Private Ryan with like the doors like wheeling out and it goes down, the men start rushing out. It's more like Japanese guys on barges just like dramatically rushing forward and hoping not to get shot. It's not as clean as that. Even though what you see in Saving Private Ryan yeah, of course, during Operation Overlord, it's pretty bad. It's pretty rough landing. I'd say that much. Now, uh, Colonel Masanobu Toichi, the infamous evil little guy, he actually happened to be watching this, and he would write most of the accounts of the Malayan campaign. So I have a lot of quotes from him. So at this particular moment, this is what he had to say. The enemy pillboxes, which were well fortified, responded with such overwhelming force that our men lying on the beach, partially submerged in water, could not even lift their heads. So it kind of goes again with like the Saving Private Ryan moment that you would envision in your head. It's pretty brutal. The first and second waves of Japanese soldiers find themselves pinned down pretty quickly by the Dogras' heavy fire from their pillboxes and trenches. However, after a lot of fierce hand-to-hand combat, a breach was finally created in the defenses on the southern bank of the estuary. Meanwhile, over on the northern bank, the Japanese are trapped on an island and they become exposed by dawn with the light coming upon them. Allied aircraft from nearby airfields begin targeting the invasion fleet and the soldiers stranded on the island, resulting in significant casualties for the Japanese initial waves. The defenders employ their artillery, and the Hudsons start to bomb the Japanese positions, while the men in the pillboxes pin down waves upon waves of enemy soldiers, inflicting heavy casualties upon them. They would lose about 7 Hudsons, and they would hit about 3 Japanese troop transports, sinking one of them. Pretty lackluster, to be honest, but Hudsons are not the greatest of aircraft by any means. After intense fighting, the Japanese forces successfully breached the center of the Indian line by about 3:45 a.m., posing a threat to the nearby strategic airfield at Kotobaru.